Alright guys, welcome to another episode from the MonkeyNet channel. Today we're going to be upgrading one of my ESX boxes from ESX 5.5 to 6.0. Reason why I'm doing this, I'm prepping my lab or home network for ESX 6.5 for when that comes out. I'm one that likes to explore new technology, especially when it comes to ESX. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through the steps. Now, since the server in question is a Dell R715, it does have iDirect, as you can tell on the screen. First steps first, log into vSphere, make sure all your VMs are shut down. I do not have a vCenter set up right now. That's going to be done once I set up ESX6. On this server right now, really the only VM that I use and that's actually running all the time is my pfSense box or VM. I'm hoping to migrate that to a HP thin client here in the next few weeks, as I really don't want to be running this server all the time because I really don't have a need for it and it's way overpowered. Once I do that, I may actually keep this server running all the time because I am planning on doing some videos on Windows Server 2016 Essentials Edition. If I like it, I'm planning on using that for my house. When I do that video, it is going to be pretty much the first time that I've actually have ever used an Essentials product. I have had Small Business Server 2011 running. I just recently decommissioned that due to end of life, and I really don't like running unsecured things on the network. So anyway, I've already shut down my firewall because I had to redo this video a few times. So I'm going to go ahead and close out vSphere for now. I'm going to log into the Drac, which is pretty nice that I have Drac on this server. Makes my life easier. Makes it easy to record things as well. Just wait for it to load. Now, if you guys do end up buying any Dell server that's using an older version of the Drac software, 6 or older, I highly recommend using SeaMonkey as the browser of choice for the console. Just for the simple fact it works without any questions. I spent a lot of time fighting Chrome and Internet Explorer, and it's just not worth it. This works out of the box, so for the most part. I accept the risk and want to run the application. Of course I do. Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys a few things about my network. I have it set up as a /24 for the time being. There's no need for more than 254 IPs on my network. I have an IP sheet somewhere that shows what everything is, but that's outdated. So what I like to do is I like to put my router or my gateway at 253 or .254 depending on the setup and if I have a failover system set up. In this case I only have the one, so it's 0.254. 0.1 through 0.10 I reserve for my ESX hosts. DHCP is done from, right now it's done from .51 to .99. I do that because pretty much all the desktops, servers, they all have static IPs. I don't have a lot of guests, so I really don't need a lot on the DHCP side of things. So yeah, that's that. So no, I do not have IPv6 set up. Yeah, you can see here. I don't use it. I don't know enough about it to actually use it. I do want to learn it, and that's going to be something I do in the future. First step is to reboot your ESX server. So I hit F12. Now I'm entering the password. Hit OK. You can shut down as F2. We want to do restart, so I'm going to hit F11. It's pretty simple. One of the things I want to do is upgrade the RAM in the server. It's in the works. I'm wanting to put 128 gig on it. If I could do that, then I'm going to set up probably an Exchange server so I can bring my mail back in-house. Right now, I'm using Office 365 for that, and it sucks cock. It really does suck. And I hate Microsoft for going to the cloud for this stuff. I wish they did not kill off small business server. You know, it's bad that they did that. Now this is going to take a little bit of time. This server has 32 cores. Each processor is 16 cores. The clock speed is 2.26, I think. I'm not 100%. I don't recall. We're about to find out. So I do have ESX6 on a USB stick. I've already plugged that into the server. We want to press F11. Oh, it's the processor speeds are 2.2 gigahertz. I mean, it's fast. I have two 300 gig 10K SAS drives in the server right now. It's a RAID 0. I don't use this for OS or data storage. It's just there temporarily. Right now, I have a RAID 5 iSCSI little box set up that has 8 terabytes of storage that I make available to the VMs. That's what handles all my I/O at the moment. In the near future, I am planning on doing 6 by 300 gig 10K drives in the server itself so that I can have local storage on top of the network storage. So to boot from a USB stick, on this Dell, you actually go down to hard drive C, and then you pick where it's at. In this case, it's on the front. The back USB is actually what ESX is installed on. So I want to boot off with the front. And yes, this is an old version of ESX6. I will apply the updates later on. I just want to get 6.0 loaded. So now it's basically just waiting for it to load. While we're waiting for that, let's review some of what DRAC is if you've never seen it. So you can modify your DRAC settings. You can see the status of the batteries on the server itself. You can see the fan speeds. Now, where I have my servers set up, they're in the hallway. There's no cooling, but the house stays pretty cool. I have a couple windows open. The system really never gets hot. In the future, I am wanting to build a room just for my servers, but that's in the future. So this server has two power supplies. They're 1100 watt power supplies. Okay, and I don't know. Right now the system's reading 24C, which isn't too bad. I got 120 volts going to the power supplies. Now, one thing I do like about this is that the direct shows our power usage. For the last minute, it uses 262 watts, and that's pretty much at idle. So as you can see, now you understand why I want to put my pfSense on a thin client. I mean, I don't do anything crazy with pfSense. So a thin client with a dual core processor and 4 gigs of RAM will be more than enough. But anyway, we'll get back to that later on. Okay, so the ESX6 installer is ready. So we're just going to go through it. F11 to accept. Now, the USB stick that I have for the installer is my 16 gig. The 8 gig is what is actually running ESX when the machine is booted. So that's the one we want to choose. Now this is VMware Virtual SAN. That is something I am going to take a look at in the future. I don't know when, but at some point I will venture down that road. So it's telling me that ESXi has been found. The selected storage device contains an upgradable installation of ESXi. Choose whether to install or to upgrade. In this case, I want to upgrade. So use your down arrow, hit space, and then hit enter for OK. Now mind you, this is the first time I've ever upgraded to ESX. I've always done a fresh install. So this is kind of new to me. The installer is configured to upgrade your system files from ESX 5.5.0 to ESXi 6.0.0.0 on the USB stick. You can hit Escape to cancel, F9 to go back, or F11 to upgrade. I'm going to hit F11. Alright, so that's upgrading. I don't know how long it's going to take. So I'm going to pause the video for a few minutes or until this is done, and then I'll see you when it's done. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, so I meant to start the video right before it got done, but you know, I was too busy doing something else. So, anyway, this is what it looks like when it's done. It tells you to remove the installation disk before rebooting. Make sure you do that. I'm actually not going to do that because I don't feel like going over to where the servers are and pulling the USB stick. So I'm just going to hit enter for reboot. Rebooting server. The server will shut down and reboot. This process will take a short time to complete. Alright, so while the server's rebooting, the power usage is actually not that bad. You know, 260 watts at idle. Not too bad. It does put off some heat, which is nice in the wintertime. So anyway, let's see what the LCD option is. So the server temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Not bad at all. So with the DRAC, you can boot the machine, reboot it, turn it off, power it on. You can do all sorts of things, which is pretty cool. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting a machine, if it's a Dell with a DRAC, or if you get HP, get the ILO, or if you go cheap and get the Super Micro, you get whatever their remote console stuff is called. I personally do not like Super Micro at all. I don't know if it's just bad luck I've had with them back in the early 2000s or what. I don't like them. So I try to avoid them as much as possible. I like buying Dell and HP servers. I have had a lot of experience with IBM servers, the X345 and the X360s. Those servers were amazing back in 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2007. They made wonderful virtuoso VPS nodes. They used a ton of power. They were loud, but they rocked and they generated a lot of money. Now we're using HP Blade Centers and SAN. I mean, it's crazy, mind boggle. So, but that's where I work in my own house. I use Dell and HP physical servers. I have a couple of DL380 G6s and some other HP 1U servers that are not in this house. They're in another house that I will hopefully bring over here at some point so we can build one amazing lab. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we'll see. So, excuse me while I'm very inappropriate and drinking a 2-liter. So anyway, sorry about that. My mouth was dry. So you're probably wondering why I don't use a cup. Well, I'll tell you the simple reason. I don't like creating more work for my wife. My wife does the housework around here. She also takes care of the baby while I'm working. So I try to make her life easier. Plus, I'm kind of lazy. I don't feel like getting a cup, pouring it into the cup, drinking the cup, pouring into the cup. You know, just take it straight from the 2 liter. So much easier. So, yeah. I can say that ESX is definitely starting up a little bit faster on 6.0 than it did on 5.5. So, oh, excuse me. Alright. Okay, so I actually have it configured to go ahead and boot up the firewall. I'm not going to show you the firewall just because I don't feel like editing the video and editing out the host name and all that good stuff. So anyway, that is how you upgrade ESX from 5.5 to 6.0. I will be updating this to the latest release in the 6 series. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a video. If I am able to, I will. If not, I'm sorry. I mean, it's pretty simple to do, I'm sure. So, with that, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you did not enjoy it, or you have any suggestions, please leave me comments. I don't care if they're good, bad, just leave me a comment. Tell me what I can do better, what you liked, what you didn't like, and hopefully in the future I can improve on that. So again, thank you, and have a wonderful day.